Hello, everybody. It is Spooky Sunday. Ooh. It's your Vero Raccoon here to share another paranormal experience. My little bro, Michael Rivera, and I have decided to deem Sundays Spooky Sundays and share little experiences that we've had with the other side. So if you want to join in, you're more than welcome to. If not, you can just listen and pass it along if you like. Feel free to add comments down below, and I will add his name as well. My story this week happens in the house I live in here in Buffalo. A lot of these happen here in Buffalo. I think it's because the house that I live in is very old. It's over 100 years old, and a lot of Batos, that's my husband's family, 4 generations have lived in this house. So the house has 4 floors above ground and then a basement. It's a very old home, very thick walls, heavy beams and whatnot. On the 3rd floor, it's a full attic, fully finished attic, and we were going to remodel part of it for a playroom for our son. I was up there boxing old things up and cleaning up a bit to prepare it for painting one day, and I had a plant hanging on a hook on the ceiling, a spider plant. Well, while I was cleaning and I had music playing and whatnot and humming along, out of the corner of my eye I saw someone standing next to the door, and I turned around real quick because I was the only one in the house, and I thought, who's there? So I turned around real quick, and the woman was dark-haired, heavy set, and she was holding a cigarette in her hand, and I was like, what are you doing here? But then she was gone. I was like, oh, okay. So I rushed to the door, and I looked out, and I was like, that's not cool. And I thought, maybe, at first I was like, well, maybe somebody came to see my mother-in-law and was looking for her or whatever. And I called out, nobody answered, so I went down the stairs. There's a million stairs in this house. And I called out again, and nobody answered, so I went back upstairs, thinking, well, I just saw things, because I see things anyway. So I went back to cleaning, and then I happened to look up, and I saw movement again, but it was up at the ceiling. And the plant that was hanging up overhead, it's like an invisible hand or something lifted it up off the hook and dropped it on my head. It hit me on the head, and boom, hit me on the head, and I was like, whoa, oh, and then dirt went flying everywhere. The plant fell out onto the floor, and I went, oh, what just happened? So I got a little creeped out, and I was a little shaky and confused because I just got bonked on the head, right on the crown of my head, and I picked up the plant in a dazed confusion and I started picking up the dirt and whatnot, and then kind of shoved it into the holder, into the pot, and then I said, screw this, I'll wait till my husband gets home. So I stayed downstairs after that. So when he got home and I told him about this little thing that happened, and I told him about the woman, he said, oh, that sounds like my aunt. From time to time, different Bateau family members lived in this house. And, you know, if they were down on their luck or whatnot. And he had an aunt and uncle that lived in the lower apartment for a bit, for about 2 years. She died, of course, several years ago. I never met her, but she was heavy set. She was very, very sick. She had really bad diabetes, and she smoked like a chimney stack. So that's my adventure, folks. That wasn't a very pleasant one, and it hurt like an SOB on top of my head. We did end up getting everything situated upstairs. I never experienced anything with her again after that, because I told her to go away. And, yeah. My son ended up having a pretty cool room up there. And yes, I used to go and sit with him while he played up there, because I wasn't going to leave him up there alone, just in case. So, I'll be dropping a few names down below. Anthony R. may be having a spooky story tonight, so you may want to look at his page. And if you want to join in again, feel free to. We'd love to hear from you. If not, that's fine too. Have a great night. Sleep well.